Labour unions representing workers in the public sector are looking to 2023 to intensify their fight for wage increases. Popcru has outright rejected government's 3% increase, which has been unilaterally implemented by the government, threatening a full-blown strike. The South African Federation of Trade Unions and the Federation of Unions of Africa are due to meet next year.
According to the Department of Public Service and Administration, negotiations for the 2022-23 have been sealed and the offer implemented. It now wants to negotiate salaries for 2023-24 financial year. But workers have rejected the 3% baseline and the 4.5% non-pensionable increase, leading to a protracted deadlock. They're demanding salary increases of 10%, citing elevated inflation and the higher cost of living. Popcru warns that there is a possibility of increasing its demands. If the government's offer is implemented according to the 7.5% increase, the public service wage bill will rocket to nearly 700 billion rands. And if the 10% hike demanded by unions is met by government, it will add 49 billion rands to the state's wage bill. This will see the total public wage bill spiral even higher to 714 billion rands. Diabosito, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Joining us now is PSA President Dr. Lufuno Mulaudzi to share some of his thoughts about their plan of action in the new year. Very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us. So, what is your plan of action?
Good evening to you and your viewers at home. Our plan of action for the new year is very simple, because so far, organized labor have handed 3 memorandums to the government through Treasury. The first one was handed by us, the PSA, on the 10th of November, and the second one was handed by the Federation, COSATU, FEDUSA, and SAFTU on the 22nd of November. And then the last one was handed by the Federation, in which the government was also given 7 days to respond on the 9th of December. So in the last one, like the one that preceded it, we have given the employer an ultimatum that you respond to our demands or you face a total shutdown in the new year. So that is what is going to happen in the new year if the employer is not coming to the table to come up with a better offer that matches the 10% that we are demanding.
And part of what you had demanded was retrospective payment of the 2020 increase. How much collectively is owed to your members for government's inability to, to honor this agreement?
Remember, you are referring to the last leg of Resolution 1 of 2018.
Yes. The 2020, this is what the PSA had said, that government still owes them 2020 salary increase.
Yes, remember, the government reneged on the last leg of Resolution 1 of 2018. And then when they have to pay the last leg of that agreement, they pleaded poverty. And then we have to take the government to court. And the matter went as far as the Constitutional Court, where the judges ruled in favor of the employer, which was very, very shocking, because when you sign an agreement not under duress, and then you end up saying that you don't have to fulfill the promise that you made, which was official through the signature. It's something else. So we are saying to the employer to say, since the ruling was in essence saying that we need to go back there and renegotiate that last leg. We are saying they must come back to the table so that we talk about what they owe to the public servants. That is the last leg, and they tell us how much they can afford, and then we take it from there. So I think that is what we were referring to when we said they still owe us the 2020 increase.
So, Mr. Mulaudzi, I mentioned this because quite a number of unions, not only those who are in the public sector, but those who are in sympathy with you, they're saying that they're going to take up your cause. You spoke about a total shutdown next year. Do you count this as part of the cumulative effect of what will influence the negotiations? Government has said that from now on it is considering negotiating only one-year agreements. So all of this, it sounds like a cauldron of, a tense environment that is going to be very difficult to come together and come to some sort of agreement.
In fact, it's not government that opted for a single-term wage agreement. It's us. After they've shown us that they cannot be trusted on a multi-term wage agreement. And we opted for a single term, thinking that with single term, they will be able to come to the party and give what public servants deserve. But they are not even living up to the expectations. So with that, it's not the government, and we hope with the new leadership in the ruling party, I think they will be able to see that for them going forward to get the support of the majority of South African workers, they have to be sympathetic to the plight of the workers of this country. And we hope maybe before we engage on a total shutdown, the president of the country, Mr. Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, will realize that there is a need for his government to engage with organized labor, because we have tried. The only forum where we can engage the employer is the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council. But this government have rendered that institution useless because they have no respect for it. They've been launching one attack after another on collective bargaining. So we feel that it's time that the president of the country send his people to come and talk to us, even himself. He needs to show us that he's really pro-labor, because he was a unionist before. When you have a president who was a unionist before, you will understand that he doesn't have to be advancing the interest of capitalists.
Yeah, Dr. Mulaudzi, you speak about the new leadership. Kotongwana, the finance minister, had actually even ahead of the election of the leadership that came in, saying that there will be continuity, particularly in terms of policy. He has called unions to the public service bargaining chambers, saying that they're keen to talk to you from the get-go of the beginning of the year, but he seems to be unyielding on where government stands. Particularly, you say it was the unions that came up with that one-year term of negotiation. Yes, but he seems pretty entrenched in his position of what government can and cannot afford. Do you really expect any changes?
No, there will be changes. There will be no option for them. They will have to realize that this is no longer a joke. And then if they remain stubborn, obviously will bring this country to a standstill. So I hope what he was saying, he was just saying it because he adopted the stance of his predecessor, Mr. Tito Mboweni, who introduced in the 6th Parliament budget, who introduced austerity measures where he even cut the public servants' wage bill by 162.2 billion. And then after the Labour Court appeal, after the Labour Appeal Court ruled in favor of the government, failed to deal with these wage disputes, he even added another 143.2 billion in wage, public service wage bill cut. So what Mr. Godongwana is saying is just taking a leaf from his predecessor. I think he will change because they can't keep on advancing neoliberal policies, and they think it will help in this situation in the country.
All right, thank you for your time, much appreciated, and hopefully we will be speaking to you soon as you embark on that process once again. PSA President Dr. Lufuno Mulaudzi.